Nicole, I'm super excited to have you today. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for asking me to do this. I'm excited. Always good
No,
to share.
yes, exactly. I think it's going to be very, very beneficial just for anybody that's looking at the case studies on our website. You've had some pretty early success with us. I think we're like midway through your second month of you joining Dippidi and us managing some ad campaigns for you. So I kind of wanted to break down what we've been able to do midway through the second month early on, but show what we've actually done together collaborating, because our relationship is definitely a collaborative relationship when it comes to marketing and sales.
Right.
So before we get into it, though, I kind of wanted to start with you giving us a little bit about your background, your story, and like who you are and what you're doing in real estate.
Sure. So, moved to Florida in 2015 with my family, and never looked back. My background is actually I did real estate closings in Kansas, where I'm originally from. So I was a closing agent. So I knew all the back end of the market. So wanted to see this front side. So been doing real estate here since 2015. I started off as an assistant to a broker here, moved very quickly into an ISA position, kind of formed the position myself. Like I was like, I can do this. And so got licensed and did that for quite some time, to be honest, and really enjoyed that part of it. And then I ended up becoming just an agent. And so I make my way really quick. And then in December, I took the plunge and started our own team with EXP. And I had this calling to really spread the movement that my family and I have been doing and started in 2015. And I just decided to go with the B major team of EXP. And the one thing that I needed was some lead generation. and and I just was like, I need to do something different than what people are used to. Um, Everyone here kind of gets comfortable with where they're at, and this is what we've always done in the past, and it's what works. And I'm kind of just the opposite. I'm like, listen, I'm going to try something new and something different. I'm going to put something
Yep.
out there. If you're like everybody else, then you're just going to mix right in. So I want to present something a little different to my clients. So I had met Tyler, a few years ago, and saw him grow to this business that he's created. And he was my first natural choice. I just was like, yo, what's up? Like,
Yep.
girl, gonna need some help. So, and the rest is kind of recent history. I mean, it's going really well, and I've enjoyed the onboarding process. Was pretty easy, really easy, actually, and
Yeah.
and just seeing a lot of, I don't know, it's working out really well. So I'm excited.
No, I love that. I love to hear that. And I guess when it comes to the sales process, you actually went through the process of probably talking to Hunter a little bit as well.
Mhm.
And so when you came to us at Dippity, like what was your overall goal? Was it lead generation, and were you looking for a specific channel? Like, what is our team doing for you right now when it comes to services?
Yeah, so I was looking for lead generation, specifically Google. Um, and I looked at all of the options and where there's some really cool things that maybe eventually I can add as I grow. But right now, I wanted to really focus on Google because I'm also focusing on my YouTube channel. And since YouTube and Google are cousins, sisters, they're related. I really wanted to have that conversation between the two of them. And so, like, yeah, onboarding with Hunter, I mean, he asked me, like, what are my goals? And, we talked a lot of, and then he's like, this is what I think would work. And this is how we can work together, and we'll just see. In the first month, I was kind of like, I don't know if I can say it on here. Holy bejesus.
Yeah, say whatever you need to say.
I was like,
Yeah.
holy shit. I like it. So, and I also really am a big believer in the fact that when you get a lead or you get someone who does something, it's our job to figure out if it's good or it's bad, because you're going to have a little of both. Like, it's either going to be a really good lead that's hot right now, or you're going to have somebody who gives you ABC at yahoo.com and is probably not a real thing. I mean, it happens, right? Like, sometimes it just happens. And I don't get like drawn up into that you can get so minute in that and focus on that you lose track of the 3 or 4 or 5 or whatever that you've got that are really, really good. So
Yeah, I love that. That's an amazing mindset to have, because marketing and lead generation is not a just magical mythical thing that you put in, a tactic you put in that's gonna have us all on the beach doing nothing, right? Like, there's some people out there in the marketing world that position it that way, and it's actually completely false. Like, when you do lead generation, there is work to be done on the phone. There is automations to be set when it comes to helping you stir up conversations. But I think as we dive into the results that we've been able to generate for you and what you've been able to accomplish so far with the leads, I think we'll end up uncovering that the real gold here is in the phone calls.
it is.
So just to kind of give a breakdown of what we've done, we're midway through, I believe, your second month of
Mhm.
service since the ads have launched. You've only spent $675 in ad spend, $675.
Mhm.
You've generated 96 leads, which is a cost per lead of $7.06 per lead, right?
Mhm.
But that's what we've done to help you. But what you've done to help yourself, I think, is what generates the amazing, unbelievable results that you're about to tell us. And what have you been able to do with those 96 leads so far?
So one of them is closed. 4 of them are under contract. The second one closes on Monday. It was supposed to close tomorrow, but lender, appraiser, all of that stuff. So we're
Yep.
closing on Monday, and then I have 3 more after. So out of those, we've got 5 actively either closed or under contract or going to close. Um, I think that the real thing here is that, you can get all of the stuff coming your way, but you have to get on the phone and be available. And
Mm-hmm.
that has been the biggest thing has been that I even hear from the buyers, like, I'm sorry, did you just answer the phone? Yeah, I did actually. This is what I do, or I call them back, or I do all those things. And so the first one that closed, he found from the ad stuff, found me on Google and called me, and we ended up buying a lot here in town. The one that closes on Monday I just is 2,250,000. So he more than, and I'm on both sides, seller and buyer. So that more than pays for the rest of everything else that's going forward.
Yeah,
Um,
you should be a client now for like 5 years off of that one
I
transaction
should
and 2
be
months.
okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
but then you take the overhead, and it actually pays for all
Yes.
this overhead, to be completely honest. But and then I've got 3 more that are upcoming. Another one, as a team leader, it's also my goal to grow other people underneath me. And so 2 more of those. One of those is each belonging to another agent in my team that I said, here's a really good one. They made the phone call, they made the emails, they stayed on top of it, they made the appointments, they did all that. Like, they stayed on top of it. And when that lead comes in, we don't just sit there. Like, it comes in, it's got a phone number, and call it. Like, it's just what you have to do. And if you don't get anybody and leave a voicemail, guess what? You're going to do it tomorrow again. You're going to call, email, and text. And then the other thing that I'll tell you that my agents do that I think is beautiful and I think has changed us completely is they video text.
Mm.
We do the, hey, this is Nicole. So happy you reached out. Would really love to talk with you. No one does that. No one takes a video themselves and sends it. Then they've got a
Mm-hmm.
face with a name. I might be giving away too much. If you're seeing this, you're
No.
welcome. You're very, very welcome.
Yes, exactly. You're explaining what people do need to understand, that at Dippidi, we're able to help you generate the leads, and we're able to tee you up with opportunities. Like, that's what marketing's job is to do, is to create opportunities for a sales team. And it's not to close deals for a sales
Oh,
team.
that's my
And
job.
so a lot of people have that misconception. But that's what makes the relationship so beautiful, is that when marketing and sales understand that we're all trying to win here, we're all trying to eat here, and have that underlying goal, that's when beautiful things happen.
Yep.
And that's when the amazing ROIs happen. So you're midway through your second month, and what is in pending contract? Like, what GCI is in pending, you would say?
I didn't look, and I don't get caught up in the numbers too much. I really don't look at the commission side of it. If I was to guess, I've got Probably around 50, probably around 50,000, around that number. But I
And you
honestly, I have never like, I never get caught up in the commission side of it at all. I mean, it's beautiful. It comes in, but I really just stay focused on how are we going to get, everyone comfortable with their transactions. So
exactly. So when it comes to, we'll call it return on ad spend, and you say 50,000 and you've spent $675, you're talking about 74x your money. There's not much out there that you could do in any form of business, any stocks, anything where you could get 74x return on your money. Now, it's not like a stock where you just invest in it and it happened. You put in that work to
right,
make that happen.
right.
So if you could talk a little bit about your follow-up process and how you were able to accomplish these, to me, unbelievable results with the leads that we at Dippidi have been able to generate for you.
Yeah. So when a lead comes in, if it has a phone number and email, what I personally am doing is I'm shipping it over to one of my agents so that they can follow up with it. Sometimes I've had, actually one of them is a seller lead. So it comes in and everything comes in as a buyer lead, but again, it's my responsibility. I make the phone call and they say, well, you know what, we found you, but we're actually looking to sell. We're not looking to buy. That's cool. So, can totally talk about that. So what we do is that if it has a phone number and email, of course we call, we text, we email. And there is a little drip campaign that does come in. I also have my agents do the video texting as well, like all day long. Like, I want you to do that because the face with the name and that conversation is so very important. That's how you really can win them over. And then if you didn't get them today, then we do it again tomorrow and we do it again the next day and the next, like we just continue on until they either say, leave me the heck alone or so glad you've been trying to get a hold of me. Yes, this is what we're looking for. So it's one or the other. And I honestly really don't get, I learned a long time ago that if your lead or whoever this client that you talk to says, I'm really not interested anymore, or I was just browsing or what, that is, listen, a no is an answer of a no is better than no answer at all. So I'm really okay with I don't let anything that negatively comes in that they're like, quit bothering me or quit harassing me. Like, you're the one who clicked on it. So of course I'm going to, that's my job, but we don't get wound up in that. We just tag them appropriately and send them on their way, like moving on.
Yes, I love that. And yeah, and so would you say that follow up and like getting on the phone is what has ultimately been the success here when it
100%.
comes to converting these leads?
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. I mean, they could come in and just sit there, but it's my job to reach out to them. It's not their job to continue to, they made the first contact. It's my job to make the return of contact. So yeah.
I love that. I want to thank you so much
Welcome.
for your time today. It's been super cool to see this happen midway through your second month. I'm hoping that we can continue to see this success, and I have a feeling we will with the amount of follow up process and sales process that you guys have in place over there. So thank you so much for taking the time to do this. And I hope anybody viewing this right now is able to see that Nicole is a proven concept of lead generation and proper sales follow up equals return on investment. So thank you so much again for the
You're
time
welcome.
today, though.
You're welcome.